Are you getting a good night's sleep? Or could your nighttime habits be quietly putting your life at risk? It may seem like a harmless routine, but did you know that something as simple as the way you sleep, what you eat before bed, or even the position you lie in could significantly impact your health, especially after the age of 60? In this video, we're exposing 7 common bedtime habits that could silently endangering your heart, brain, and overall well-being. You might be surprised to learn how everyday actions like snoring, eating late at night, or sleeping in a warm room can dramatically increase your risk of heart attack, stroke, or even sudden death. But don't worry, these habits are completely preventable. By watching this video, you'll discover the little changes you can make tonight to improve your sleep quality, reduce your risk of serious health complications, and wake up feeling refreshed and energized. And here's the kicker. The final habit we'll discuss is the most dangerous of all, and it could be the key to saving your life. So, if you're over 60 or love someone who is, stay with me, because what you'll learn here could be the most important step you take toward better health. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. Number 1. Ignoring snoring, sleep apnea, and insomnia. Snoring, we all know it as that loud, disruptive noise that can shake the walls, but it's so much more than just an annoying sound. It's your body's desperate cry for help, an alert that something might be deeply wrong. It's easy to laugh off or dismiss snoring, especially as we get older, brushing it aside as simply a sign of age or stress. But here's the truth, if you're over 60, it's time to take those sounds seriously. It's not just a sign of getting older, it could be a warning signal for something far more dangerous. If you find yourself snoring loudly, gasping for air in your sleep, waking up with a dry mouth, or feeling constantly exhausted despite supposedly getting a full night's rest, don't ignore it. These are not just natural signs of aging, but red flags that could point to a condition called obstructive sleep apnea. And trust me, turning a blind eye to these symptoms could cost you your life. Sleep apnea is a cruel thief of breath that strikes silently in the night. It occurs when your airway becomes blocked while you sleep, causing your breathing to halt for several seconds at a time, over and over again. The scariest part? You don't even know it's happening. You may think you've had a peaceful night, but your body has been struggling, gasping for air, desperate for the oxygen it needs to survive. Each pause in your breathing starves your body of oxygen, putting immense strain on your heart, your brain, and all of your vital organs. The damage is happening while you're unaware, and over time, that damage can lead to devastating health consequences. The long-term risks of untreated sleep apnea are not just alarming, they're catastrophic. This condition dramatically increases your risk of heart attacks, strokes, high blood pressure, and even dementia. Imagine, each night, your brain is deprived of oxygen, slowly losing its vitality, memory, and focus. It's not just that you're tired, it's that your brain is quietly suffering, and so is your emotional well-being. People with untreated sleep apnea often find themselves caught in a fog of exhaustion, unable to focus, and battling mood swings, anxiety, and even depression. It's not just poor sleep, it's a hidden, insidious health crisis that can slowly take everything from you, without you even realizing it. Some symptoms are painfully obvious, like the loud, frequent snoring or waking up gasping for air, but others are more subtle and easy to dismiss. If you're waking up with a dry mouth, battling headaches, feeling foggy in the morning, or constantly drained no matter how much you sleep, don't ignore it. These could be silent signs of sleep apnea, and it's time to take action. But here's the silver lining. This condition is treatable. The sooner you get diagnosed, the sooner you can begin to take control of your health again. It starts with something as simple as a sleep study, which can be done at home or in a clinic. It's a simple, painless process that can provide the critical insights you and your doctor need to understand what's happening while you sleep. If you're diagnosed with sleep apnea, don't panic. The treatment options, like using a CPAP machine, can change your life in the most profound ways. A CPAP machine is a small, non-invasive device that helps keep your airway open while you sleep, allowing you to breathe normally and sleep deeply. It's a game changer. Many people who begin using a CPAP machine report feeling like they've been reborn. Their energy levels soar, their mental clarity sharpens, and they wake up feeling truly rested for the first time in years. It's not just about better sleep, it's about a better life. But beyond using a CPAP, other lifestyle changes can support your healing process. You should avoid alcohol and sedatives before bed, as they relax your throat muscles and make sleep apnea worse. Create a calm, dark, and cool environment to promote restful sleep, and if you usually sleep on your back, try switching to your side, especially the left side, which can help improve airflow and reduce snoring. Ignoring your snoring or sleep issues may seem harmless, but over time, the toll it takes on your health is devastating. The effects compound, the risks grow, and before you know it, your life could be in danger. If you're experiencing any of the symptoms I've mentioned, please don't wait. Take action now. Get checked, get treatment, and most importantly, protect your heart, your brain, and your future. Sleep is not just about rest, it's about survival. You deserve better, and you deserve to wake up every morning with the strength to live your best life. Don't let sleep apnea steal that from you. Number 2. Getting out of bed too fast. As we grow older, the simple things we once took for granted, like getting out of bed, can become far more complex and dangerous. It may sound dramatic, but for seniors, rushing out of bed too quickly is a very real and potentially life-changing risk. The urgency to move, whether it's to use the bathroom in the middle of the night or to check on something that's bothering you, can seem harmless. However, the truth is that these quick movements, especially the sudden transition from lying down to standing, can cause a sharp drop in blood pressure, a condition known as postural hypotension. That seemingly small shift in blood pressure can have frightening consequences, such as dizziness, confusion, and even fainting. The risk is especially high during those early moments of the day when your body has not had a chance to fully adjust, and it only takes a single misstep for the situation to become incredibly dangerous. As we age, our bodies change in ways we may not immediately notice. The blood doesn't flow as quickly, and our organs, especially our brain, don't always get the oxygen they need in those critical first seconds after waking. It's a vulnerable moment. I've seen it firsthand with loved ones, the way they struggle to stand after lying down for so long. I'll never forget the look on my mother's face when she stood up too quickly and nearly collapsed. The feeling of helplessness at that moment, when your knees buckle and everything seems to spin, is terrifying. A simple act of standing can send your whole world into disarray. Your legs feel like jelly, your vision blurs, and before you know it, you could be flat on the floor, your body in shock and your mind disoriented. Falling in these circumstances can be catastrophic. For older adults, a fall can result in serious injuries, like hip fractures, head trauma, or broken wrists, injuries that don't just hurt at the moment but can lead to long-term complications. The recovery process is often grueling, and for some, it might mean a permanent loss of mobility, a loss of independence, and a dramatic shift in how they live their lives. I've witnessed how a single fall can rob someone of their confidence and joy, leaving them fearful and dependent, no longer able to move freely and with ease. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. What many don't realize is that the consequences of a fall don't stop there. After an injury, especially one that causes pain and fear, seniors often become anxious about the possibility of falling again. It's an emotional burden that can be just as heavy as any physical injury. That fear can make people hesitant to move, to exercise, to keep their bodies strong. And when you stop moving, the body starts to weaken. Muscles atrophy, balance deteriorates, and with each passing day, the risk of future falls becomes greater. It's a cycle that's hard to break once it starts, and I've seen too many older adults fall victim to it, trapped in that endless loop of fear and fragility. The good news? This is one of the easiest habits to change, and making that change can have a life-saving impact. It all starts with being mindful. I cannot stress enough how important it is to slow down. The next time you wake up, take a moment, just a few seconds, to pause and breathe. Don't rush. Sit up slowly, allow your body time to adjust, and let your circulation catch up. Give yourself a few seconds to steady yourself before you stand up. Trust me, those extra seconds of patience can mean the difference between standing confidently and collapsing to the ground. Hydration plays a huge role in stabilizing blood pressure, so make it a habit to keep a glass of water by your bedside. Dehydration, especially in the morning, can worsen postural hypotension and leave you feeling dizzy or lightheaded. Sip that water before you stand, and you'll likely feel more grounded and ready to face the day. I also urge you to make your environment safer. Soft night lights can illuminate your path in the dark and help guide you to the bathroom or hallway without tripping over unseen obstacles. Avoid walking barefoot or in socks, as they can be slippery on smooth floors. Non-slip slippers are an absolute must for safety. If possible, add grab bars or bed rails to your room for extra support when you get out of bed. These small, simple tools are a game changer for preventing falls. I can't stress enough that getting out of bed may seem like an insignificant task, but as we get older, it's essential to approach it with care. After 60, every movement matters. One fall in the middle of the night can have irreversible consequences, but taking a few mindful steps to protect yourself can help you stay safe, strong, and independent. These changes may seem small, but they can make all the difference in your ability to live a fulfilling life. One that is full of joy, independence, and the peace of mind that comes from knowing you've done what you can to protect yourself from harm. Stay steady, stay safe, and remember, your health and safety are worth the extra few seconds of care. Number 3. Eating late at night. It might sound like an exaggeration, but for anyone over the age of 60, eating late at night isn't just a mild inconvenience. It can be a dangerous and life-threatening habit. This seemingly harmless action of indulging in a late-night snack or heavy meal may not seem like a big deal at first, but for older adults, it can be a ticking time bomb. Eating right before bed, especially if the food is heavy, greasy, or sugary, places undue stress on your heart and digestive system when your body should be winding down and recovering. What might have been a harmless indulgence when we were younger becomes a serious threat to our well-being as we grow older. The simple truth is that what once was a small risk is now a giant leap toward potential health complications. As we age, our metabolism slows, and our digestive system doesn't work as efficiently as it once did. The body's natural ability to process food diminishes, and the cardiovascular system becomes more fragile and sensitive. Eating late at night, especially a heavy, fatty, or sugary meal, forces the body to work overtime instead of getting the rest and healing it so desperately needs. Our bodies are built to repair and restore while we sleep, not to fight through the labor of digesting food, regulating blood sugar, or managing the stress of a racing heart and increased blood pressure. I can't stress enough how this added nighttime strain is not something to ignore. It can lead to heart arrhythmias, or irregular heartbeats, which disturb sleep and significantly raise the risk of heart complications. It's an all-too-common consequence that many of us don't even realize is happening until it's too late. What makes this even more troubling is the hidden danger of acid reflux. This may sound minor to some, but I believe we cannot afford to underestimate its serious implications. Lying down with a stomach full of food can cause stomach acid to seep back into the esophagus, irritating the lining and potentially leading to inflammation and difficulty breathing. In more severe cases, this reflux can escalate to sleep apnea, an insidious condition where your breathing repeatedly stops while you sleep, and over time, it can do significant harm to your overall health. The scariest part is that the acid could even end up in the lungs, leading to aspiration pneumonia, which is not only a nightmare for anyone, but especially for older adults. We must not ignore the toll these seemingly small nighttime habits can take on us. But the dangers don't end there. Late-night eating contributes to the buildup of fat in our arteries, slowly and silently increasing the risk of stroke. This is perhaps the most heartbreaking part. This habit could lead to a stroke happening in the dead of night when you are most vulnerable. I know it's hard to accept, but this dangerous cycle is preventable with a few simple changes. And I truly believe that making these changes can profoundly impact your health for the better. Start by making sure to eat your dinner at least 3 hours before going to bed. This gives your body the time it needs to digest your meal properly and ensures that you don't overburden your heart or interfere with your much-needed rest. It's simple, but this one habit could be the difference between waking up feeling refreshed or dealing with heartburn, sleepless nights, and fatigue. Also, avoid foods that are high in unhealthy fats and refined carbohydrates, like pasta, fried foods, pastries, or sugary snacks. These foods cause blood sugar spikes and inflammation, and over time, they can put you on a dangerous path. Instead, opt for lighter meals that nourish and support your heart: grilled vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains. They're gentle on your digestive system, and they won't overtax your body at a time when it's meant to be recovering. If you're craving a snack before bed, go for something easy on your system. Think small portions of fruit, plain yogurt, or a handful of nuts. These options are much easier to digest and far less likely to cause blood sugar spikes or reflux. Trust me, these small, mindful changes can make all the difference. One more tip: if you've dealt with heartburn or reflux before, try elevating the head of your bed slightly. This simple adjustment can help reduce the chances of acid splashing back into your esophagus while you sleep. Remember, what you eat and when you eat has a huge effect on your body's ability to function, especially while you sleep. Changing your late-night eating habits isn't about deprivation. It's about giving your body the chance to rest and rejuvenate properly. When you make these adjustments, you're not just helping your digestion. You're taking control of your health, reducing the risks of heart attack, stroke, and sleep-related breathing issues. Your body deserves this time to heal, and by prioritizing its needs over that late-night snack, you're showing yourself the love and care you truly deserve. Your health is a treasure. Protect it by giving your body the rest it needs and deserves. Number 4. Drinking too much water before bed. Drinking water is an absolute necessity for our bodies, especially as we grow older. It's no secret that staying hydrated is essential to maintaining health and well-being. But the truth is, it's not just about how much water we drink, it's about when we drink it. And for those of us over 60, that seemingly harmless habit of drinking a large glass of water right before bed might be putting our safety and our health at significant risk. As we age, our bodies undergo changes that we may not always fully understand or feel in the moment. One of the more subtle but critical changes is how our bodies process fluids. Our kidneys, once efficient in filtering out waste, begin to slow down. Our bladders become more sensitive and less able to hold large amounts of liquid, and that means we find ourselves needing to urinate more often. It's a reality that many of us face, but it can be tricky, because drinking water before bed, which seems like a healthy choice, may be a recipe for disaster. The consequences of drinking too much water too late in the day are far more dangerous than most people realize. When we drink water right before bed, we're setting ourselves up for multiple trips to the bathroom in the middle of the night. We all know how it goes. The constant interruptions to our sleep can leave us groggy and restless, but there's more at stake than just a bad night's rest. Those nighttime trips to the bathroom in the dark pose a grave risk. The act of getting out of bed in a dimly lit room, especially as we age, puts us at a significantly higher risk of falling. The statistics are heart-wrenching. Falls at night are one of the leading causes of injury and even death among older adults. One wrong step, one unsteady moment, and it could mean a fractured hip, a serious head injury, or, worse yet, long-term immobility. And the risks don't stop there. When we suddenly rise from a prone position to rush to the bathroom, our bodies can react in alarming ways. With age, our blood pressure often fluctuates more than we'd like, and standing too quickly can cause a sudden drop in blood pressure, a condition known as postural hypotension. This can leave us dizzy, disoriented, or even fainting. Imagine the terror of not knowing whether you'll be able to make it to the bathroom safely, or worse, losing your balance in a moment of vulnerability. Then, there's the strain on the heart. For those of us already dealing with heart issues, the additional fluid in our system caused by excessive water intake before bed puts more pressure on the heart. This can lead to an elevated heart rate and additional stress on an already strained cardiovascular system. The last thing we want is to push our hearts beyond their limit, but that's precisely what can happen if we're not careful with our hydration habits. But perhaps the most insidious impact is on our minds. Sleep deprivation is not just a minor inconvenience. It is directly linked to cognitive decline and an increased risk of dementia in older adults. When we disrupt our sleep repeatedly by waking up to urinate, the quality of our rest diminishes. Our brains don't get the full restorative sleep they need, and over time, this lack of quality rest can impair memory, focus, and emotional health. The toll on our mental clarity and emotional well-being is something we cannot afford to ignore, especially as we age. So, what's the solution to this all-too-common problem? It's surprisingly simple and incredibly effective. Hydrate during the day, not at night. By drinking plenty of water throughout the morning and afternoon, your body has the time it needs to process and eliminate fluids before it's time to sleep. In the evening, especially in the 2 to 3 hours before bed, start reducing your fluid intake. It's also important to avoid beverages that can exacerbate nighttime urgency, such as tea, coffee, and even some juices, all of which have diuretic properties and stimulate urine production. If you do feel thirsty before bed, take small sips, not a full glass. It's better to stay hydrated during the day and avoid overloading your system right before sleep. And don't forget to prepare your environment for those necessary trips to the bathroom. Install soft night lights to illuminate the path to the bathroom and keep the area clear and stable. Wearing non-slip slippers can also provide much-needed stability. You might also want to consider adding grab bars or a sturdy bed rail to help keep you steady when you do need to get up in the middle of the night. It's not about restricting water or avoiding hydration altogether. It's about timing it right. The truth is, our hearts, minds, and bodies need a full, restful night's sleep. This is the foundation of good health. So let's drink smart, stay safe, and protect our well-being, one glass at a time. Remember, it's not just about surviving, it's about thriving in our later years, and making small, thoughtful adjustments like this can have a huge impact on our health and safety. Number 5. Sleeping in a hot room. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. There's something undeniably comforting about slipping under thick blankets in a warm room, especially during those chilly nights. I get it. It feels cozy, like a little slice of heaven in a world that sometimes feels too cold and unforgiving. But here's the truth, something many of us overlook. If you're over 60, that warm, cozy room could be slowly, silently sabotaging your health in ways you might not even realize. It pains me to say it, but as we age, our bodies lose the ability to regulate temperature the way they once did. What once felt comforting could now be quietly draining your vitality. When we sleep, our bodies go through a critical process of recovery. One of the most important things that happens is our core temperature drops naturally, signaling to our bodies that it's time to sink into deep, restorative sleep. However, when the room is too warm, that rhythm is thrown off balance. Our bodies begin to fight this heat, expending extra energy trying to cool down. Can you imagine? Your body, in the midst of what should be a peaceful rest, is working overtime, straining your heart and circulatory system when it's supposed to be healing and recovering. And let me tell you, the consequences are not insignificant. Sleeping in a room that's too hot, especially for older adults, can lead to dehydration. You may not even notice it happening, but dehydration thickens your blood, and that increases the chances of a stroke or heart attack. I know these words can feel heavy, But the reality is that even the smallest environmental factors can have a lasting impact on our health. If the air isn't circulating properly, or if your body's already low on hydration, your heart, kidneys, and even your lungs are under tremendous strain. It's like adding weight to an already overloaded cart. It's only a matter of time before something gives. And here's the kicker. Overheating doesn't just mess with your physical health, it affects your sleep. Deep, restorative sleep, the kind that restores your mind and body, becomes much harder to achieve in hot conditions. You might think you're sleeping soundly for hours, but in reality, your body is never able to reach the deep stages of sleep that help repair your muscles, boost your immune system, and rejuvenate your brain. Instead, you might wake up feeling foggy, exhausted, and confused, even after a full night in bed. That's not just frustrating, it's dangerous. Long-term poor sleep quality can lead to cognitive decline, an increased risk of dementia, and a weakened immune system. I'm sure many of us can relate to that slow creep of mental fog, that feeling of waking up and not truly feeling rested. And for those with respiratory issues like COPD or asthma, the struggle is even more severe. A stuffy, hot room can make it harder to breathe, lowering your oxygen levels, and leading to coughing, wheezing, or shortness of breath, at a time when your body desperately needs to rest. But here's the good news. There's hope. You don't have to suffer through a restless night, constantly waking up feeling drained. The solution is simple, and honestly, life-changing. Start by keeping your bedroom temperature between 18 degrees Celsius to 22 degrees Celsius, 64 degrees Fahrenheit to 72 degrees Fahrenheit. This range is more than just a number. It's the sweet spot that lets your body slip into the deep, restful sleep it craves. Your heart and circulatory system get a break, and your body can restore itself the way it's meant to. Ditch the heavy electric blankets and the cranked-up heat that makes you feel suffocated. Instead, opt for breathable fabrics, light cotton sheets, loose-fitting pajamas, and a thin blanket that provides comfort without that overwhelming warmth. If your room tends to feel stuffy or the air is stagnant, use a fan or a humidifier to improve circulation. These small tools can make a world of difference by distributing the air evenly and preventing the oppressive heat from taking over. And don't be afraid to crack a window when it's safe to do so. Even a slight opening can allow fresh, cooler air to flow in and keep things from feeling suffocating. It's such a simple change, but I promise, it can drastically improve the way your body regulates temperature overnight. You deserve to sleep well. Your health depends on it. With just a few easy adjustments, your bedroom can become the sanctuary you need for deep, restorative rest. So tonight, ask yourself, is your room helping you heal, or is it quietly standing in the way of your health and peace? Don't let comfort turn into a silent danger. Choose a cooler, calmer space for your sleep, because your health is worth it. Number 6. Sleeping in the wrong position. As we get older, many of us become accustomed to the simple act of lying down and drifting into sleep, barely thinking about the position we're in. It seems so effortless, doesn't it? You just find a comfortable spot, close your eyes, and let the world fade away. But what if I told you that the way you sleep could be doing more harm than good, especially after the age of 60? It's heartbreaking to realize that something as fundamental as how we sleep can quietly and invisibly put our health, and even our lives, at serious risk. As we age, our bodies change, and what once felt like a natural and harmless position for sleep could be causing irreparable harm. Take back sleeping, for instance. We all know that lying on our backs feels so comfortable. Perhaps it's how we've always slept. But for many older adults, this seemingly innocent position can be a silent culprit in triggering a cascade of health issues. When you sleep on your back, gravity has its way with your body. Your tongue and the soft tissues in your throat relax and fall backward, potentially blocking your airway. This is especially concerning for older adults whose muscle tone is naturally weaker. The result is obstructive sleep apnea, one of the most dangerous and insidious sleep disorders. I can't stress enough how serious this is. Sleep apnea doesn't just cause restless nights, It interrupts the oxygen flow to your brain and heart, and over time, it can contribute to high blood pressure, heart disease, and cognitive decline. These aren't just statistics, they're a real threat to your quality of life. The thought of not being able to breathe properly during sleep, of the body silently fighting for air, is frightening. The very act of lying down to rest, something we all deserve, turns into a struggle. But it doesn't end there. There's another hidden danger: right side sleeping. Many of us have been told that sleeping on our right side is comfortable, even ideal. But the truth is far from comforting. Lying on your right side increases the pressure on your heart, specifically the inferior vena cava, the large vein responsible for bringing blood back to your heart. This pressure disrupts circulation, encourages fluid retention, and raises the risk of heart failure, especially for those who are already vulnerable. Even worse, poor circulation during sleep can encourage the formation of blood clots, silent, dangerous killers that could lead to an ischemic stroke. I don't want to scare you, but I want you to understand that the consequences of sleeping in the wrong position are real, and they could affect the most important parts of your body, your heart and your brain. But there's hope. The good news is that there's a simple solution to this sleep dilemma: left side sleeping. It's not just a recommendation, it's a game changer. Sleeping on your left side offers a multitude of benefits. It promotes better blood circulation throughout your entire body, which is so crucial as we age. It also aids in digestion and significantly reduces the risk of acid reflux. And perhaps most importantly, it relieves pressure from your heart and improves oxygen flow to your brain. When we think of sleep, we often think of rest, but it's so much more than that. It's about rejuvenating our bodies, healing our cells, and preparing ourselves for the challenges of tomorrow. If you've never slept on your left side before, it might feel awkward at first. Trust me, I understand. It's not always easy to make that change. But it's worth it. Start by placing a firm pillow between your knees to keep your spine aligned and your hips comfortable. This little adjustment will reduce strain on your lower back and make it easier to stay in that position throughout the night. You can even tuck a pillow behind your back to prevent rolling over. And if you struggle with neck discomfort, using an orthopedic neck pillow can help maintain proper alignment of your head and spine, so you can rest without waking up in pain. The truth is that these small changes can have a profound impact on your overall health. It might seem like a minor detail, how you sleep, but in reality, it could be the key to preventing serious health complications that sneak up on you over time. Don't let something as simple as your sleeping position steal your well-being. A small shift, a slight change in how you lie down, could be the difference between a restful night and the hidden dangers that lie within poor posture. It's a simple, powerful way to take control of your health, one night of rest at a time. Your heart, brain, and future self will thank you. Number 7. Relying on sleeping pills or meds at night. That seemingly innocent little tablet you take to help you sleep might appear harmless, perhaps even essential. After all, who doesn't want a good night's rest? But if you're over 60, the reality is far more concerning than you may realize. Relying on sleeping pills or nighttime medications could be unknowingly sabotaging your health in ways that are both subtle and potentially catastrophic. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Medications like benzodiazepines, think diazepam, clonazepam, or alprazolam, are often prescribed to help with anxiety or insomnia. For others, it's painkillers or blood pressure medications that are taken before bed to ease the night. But here's the terrifying truth. As we age, our bodies change, and the way we process these drugs becomes entirely different. What might have been manageable when you were younger can now turn into a silent health hazard as you age. At 40, you might have been able to handle those pills just fine, but by 70, they could be doing more harm than good without you even realizing it. The problem lies in how these medications suppress the central nervous system, causing your body to slow down in ways that can be dangerous. They suppress your breathing, lower your oxygen levels, and disrupt the natural cycles of sleep your body craves. The worst part? These medications can trigger respiratory arrest during sleep, a terrifyingly serious condition that could be fatal, particularly if you have underlying heart or lung problems. It's an unimaginable horror that no one should have to face, but it's the reality of relying on pills without considering their full impact. And it's not just about what happens while you're asleep. There's a risk of being awake in a dangerous, disoriented state. Many sleep medications leave you in a state of excessive sedation, impairing your coordination and balance. You might feel groggy in the morning, but the real danger lies when you try to get up in the night. That simple act of walking to the bathroom becomes fraught with risk, as your chances of falling increase exponentially. The cold, hard truth is that falls are one of the leading causes of injury and hospitalization in older adults. A fall, when you're half asleep and disoriented, could result in catastrophic injuries like a hip fracture, traumatic head injury, or worse, permanent loss of mobility. Imagine the heartbreak of losing your independence, all because a harmless-seeming pill clouded your judgment. But the danger doesn't end there. There's also the haunting reality of cognitive decline. The long-term use of sedatives has been linked to severe memory problems and even dementia. It's as if these pills rob you of your very essence, your sharpness, your ability to think clearly. Sure, your body may be sleeping, but what about your mind? It isn't getting the deep, restorative rest it needs to stay vibrant. The very thing we need to keep our minds clear and sharp as we age is being denied to us. Instead of a peaceful slumber that rejuvenates both body and mind, you're left with the dark consequences of poor sleep hygiene, where your mental faculties are slowly slipping away. Then there's the added complication of blood pressure medications. Yes, while managing your blood pressure is essential, taking them at night, especially in high doses, could lead to a dangerous drop in blood pressure while you sleep. A sudden drop in blood pressure while you rest can significantly reduce blood flow to your heart and brain, putting you at risk for stroke or fainting episodes when you wake up. It's a perfect storm of health issues waiting to happen. And we can't overlook the danger of drug interactions. When multiple medications are taken together, the effects can intensify or even turn deadly. Your liver and kidneys are left to process these chemicals, often struggling to keep up, and eventually, the damage can be irreversible. These organs, which are supposed to be your silent protectors, can become overwhelmed, adding more stress to your already fragile health. So, what's the answer? Don't fall into the trap of relying on pills as a quick fix. Start by exploring natural alternatives that don't carry the same dangerous risks. Herbal teas like chamomile or valerian root are gentle, soothing options that can ease you into a restful night. Deep breathing exercises, meditation, or guided relaxation can help calm the mind and prepare your body for sleep without the need for medication. And most importantly, create a nighttime routine that tells your body it's time to wind down. Dim the lights, avoid screens, and keep your bedroom cool and quiet. It's a small effort that can have a monumental impact on your well-being. Don't let the quick fix of pills rob you of the health you deserve. Take control and choose the natural path to peaceful sleep. Your mind, body, and heart will thank you for it. I hope you found this information valuable and eye-opening. We've discussed some critical insights about how relying on medications, especially sleeping pills, can impact your health as you age. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What have you learned so far? Is there one specific thing you've discovered today that you plan to bring into your life to improve your health and well-being? Let us know in the comments below. If you liked this video, please leave your comment, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more valuable tips and content that can help you live a healthier, more fulfilling life. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to hearing from you.